What's up, guys? Top Tier Yu-Gi-Oh here. Today we have Aaron Roy, who top 8'd the Pennsylvania Regional with Paleozoics. So let's go ahead and see what you played.
Rivet. I played the frog deck. I mean, it's mostly standard. 3 swap, 3 dupe, 2 Rototoad, and 2 Gamma Seal. I put this in last minute, and it was probably a good addition. I didn't really run into many Dracos over the course of the day, but having 10 waters as opposed to like 8 was like very important. I opened up like swap in a water or any combination of these like a lot actually because of this ratio. So I think 10 waters is really strong. And it could be in the same way for like the spellbook magician too. Like as long as you have like 10 waters, you're probably going to open up like a playable like a frog engine hand every game. I played 3 Desires. I didn't play Demise. I didn't think that card was good for this format. The problem is with Demise is that you can't special summon the turn you use it. If you draw frogs, you're going to be discarding them in the end phase, because if any of you have multiples, you're not going to be able to establish like a toad play. So it was a lot better back when like Zodiac was a thing, because you could really draw any trap in your deck and stun them for a turn. Like if you drew G-Barrier, you just got an extra turn. So Demise had more value back then, but I feel like moving forward, like you have to special summon every turn, or else you'll just get blown out.
Was it a problem banishing your monsters, like your Ronin Totems? I
banished like probably 2 out of 3 of my dupe frogs once, and I banished 1. In testing, I was banishing 2 Ronin Totems all the time, but the event actually didn't banish both of them. I banished 1, I think. That's still fine. As long as you establish 1, you're fine for the rest of the game. Like, it's not as strong as having access to 2, but like it doesn't matter. You're typically adding 2 traps to your hand. Most of the time, this card actually reads like banish 10, draw swap frogs. So I feel like you just have to play it. 3 Dynamiscus. This one's questionable because a lot of times you just don't have like a card in hand to pitch. A lot of times I have to pitch like a dupe frog or like a Gamma Seal for my hand to resolve this. A lot of the times actually I would have one of these in hand and one of these like set. So I actually pitch a Dynamiscus off Dynamiscus. So maybe this going to 2 in the future, but it is probably the most powerful of all of them. Hitting cards like Cosmotown is really important because cards that get destroyed these days, like the Draco traps and Cosmotown, like they just plus as soon as you like hit cards like that with the MST guy.
Did you play Cosmo?
Round 1, yeah, I played my Cosmo. That was 2-0. I think that's a very like easy matchup actually. As long as you open like Quaking or One Way to Totally Awesome, it's really hard for that deck to grind. And also if they don't get to Dark Eclipser fast enough, they can't play. Dark Eclipser is the only way to really win, I feel. 3 of the Book of Moon, this one's probably my favorite. It's really good against Pendulum. You just book whatever they summon their Pendulum, like their extra Monster Zone, and you just floodgate them. They have to have the Supreme King Fusion Guide to out it most of the time. 3 of the MST, 1 of the Omega, 1 of the Foolish.
Only 1 Morella. I see a lot of builds playing 2 and 3.
What I found was like I didn't play a target for it, so when I was playing 2 to 3, I was sending the other Morella off Morella, and I worried about drawing multiples of this card because you need real sets in this format, or else your opponent's just going to go in on you. So if you draw 2 of these, you literally just have 2 bluffs set. You have 2 cards that don't do anything on your opponent's turn. While this will not only summon a guy, but it will set up your play for next turn. I just felt like multiples of this was not correct. Maybe in the future going back to 2, because like if you draw 2 and you only play 2, that's unfortunate, but it's unlikely. So it's not your fault. But I found a lot of my games, I just did not have any Paleozoics in my opening hand, so I basically would just be playing like Solemn Strikes and Toad Control. That's like most of my games end up being like that. So maybe 2 of this in the future. I also like was thinking of playing 2 of this the night before the event because like this card gives you access to cards you did not have before off Pot of Desires, which is really cool. There's a lot of cool interactions on my sided cards. Like we were playing Rise to Full Heights, and you could put that back and basically Wabaku your entire field for the turn. But we felt like cards like that were just not fast enough. You needed cards you could activate like that turn, interrupt your opponent. 3 Reckless. Some people aren't playing this card. I think it's the most like generic way to get out your Paleozoics in the graveyard. It also makes Cosmic Cyclone and Twin Twister a lot more bearable. If they Cosmic this or Twin Twister this, you literally just +1. I didn't see Twin Twister the entire day, but like these got Cosmic'd a lot, and I would just draw. I was playing Shanman around 4, and he was playing Black Wings. He Delta Crowed me for 4. So if you know that card's like Harpy's Feather Duster, basically, if you control Wings like East or something like that. And I had 2 tradable. I had this and the Olinoides guy, like the MST. So I basically broke even. If this was anything else, I'd probably get blown out. But drawing 2 when your opponent tries to deal with your back row is pretty good. 3 strike, 1 warning. Pretty self-explanatory. This is probably the best choice for the event. I played 3 anti-spell fragrance in the main. The idea behind this was like the best deck in the room is definitely like Pendulum, and I felt like this is the best card against Pendulum because in an established Toad field, it's very hard for them to like deal with this. Like if they go like normal summon Purple Poison, attacking a Toad, you just negate like the Purple Poison and it dies. So like your anti-spell is going to ride. In every other matchup, this stuns every deck for it. Like this, the only matchup this is not good against is Draco because they just go set, tribute, pop. In the future, I might cut this because I feel like Draco is this deck's hardest matchup, and you just don't want dead. This is like as dead as D-Barrier against that deck. So you, like, but then again, like for the rest of the event, like a lot of my opponents just had to go like set, go. So I mean, I feel like this card put in a lot of work the entire day.
In regards to the Purple Poison, I'm not sure about this ruling, but if they crash and it goes to the extra deck and you negate.
You get to set it. You set it, so it's not going to. It's not going to. It has to be. It can't activate face down. So if you negate it in the extra deck, you're going to set it to your side of the field. It won't trigger again because it's set. The cards have to be face up to activate. They don't have to be face up to resolve, though.
I didn't know you could set it from their extra deck.
Yeah, you can. Okay, that's definitely something you can do. 2 Mirror Force, 2 Quaking Mirror Force. I feel like battle traps are important because like. Your card, like a lot of these, like just will disrupt like battle phases enough by their own, but you just kind of need a little bit extra to actually. And these are kind of like generic. You can trigger Paleos off of these and still get them out. I feel like these underperformed and these overperformed. This is really good against Pendulum because, like I said, they don't play like the Supreme King guy. Like they just book their entire field and they're floodgated for like the entire game. This also is good against random matchups like. Let's say the like Blue Eyes deck with the Chaos guy. Like you can't resolve this against it because it can't be destroyed by card effects. But you can book it face down and just kill it next turn.
Did you play that deck?
I did not, but like you need to be prepared for weird and like that deck isn't very real. I think like I just would never take Blue Eyes to an event in this format. My deck's not fast enough. But then again, like if I had to stare at a Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon, I had this, I would feel very frightened. So, like you definitely want more outs in your deck.
Absolutely,
so, good diversity. I didn't want to play Storming because I just didn't want to give Pendulum players like their entire hand back. Then I played Order. This card probably should get banned. Every time this card I won. And I played Skill Drain in the main. This was probably like the biggest mistake the entire day.
The biggest mistake?
Yeah, because like this is really good going against Draco going first because if they tribute summon Masterpiece while you have this up, you can deal with that Masterpiece because it won't be unaffected by anything. And again, it's very hard to predict. A lot of people just go set, tribute summon Masterpiece like without activating any of the Brilliant Fusion-esque cards. So like it's really hard to predict when they're going to draw a Masterpiece. And we just thought this would be like a very stunning card against every matchup. Like I just kind of followed Tyree Tinsley's like advice on Yu-Gi-Oh! Like when in doubt, like flood them out. But in hindsight, like this makes playing with your Frog Engine a lot. You get a lot less value out of your Frog. You still get Toad Negates, but you cannot like constantly dump cards with Swap Frog. You can't use most of your extra deck anymore. You basically have to play Beatdown after that. And this deck doesn't really do Beatdown very well unless you have the Mistarboy established. So. That was the main deck. It was 40 cards. I don't think you should play more than 40. You gotta draw Swap Frog. That's the idea behind the deck. Drawing Swap Frog. What's up, Boba Fett? I played 3 Mistarboy. It's probably wrong. I just didn't know what other link to play. Like I was thinking Deco Talker, but like I just didn't. You have to think you're giving up 500 attack power for like basic, which buffs your entire deck versus like negating targeting effects. I just didn't really know what to play besides 3 of this. In the future, because Draco is like a hard matchup, probably like 1 Decode and 2 of these. I never went to the 3rd, so probably just gonna cut 1. 3 Toad, Rivet. I played 2 Molcaris. This was wrong too,
2.
I think. Yeah, I think it was wrong because I never made like more than 1. I wanted to play more than 1 because like if the first one gets struck, like this is also one of your win conditions. But these guys don't get buffed by Mistarboy because they're unaffected by all monster effects. So,
okay.
Like they get less value from that. This guy kind of combos pretty like his combos are insane when you start like resolving traps and you start adding traps to your hand.
He's actually really powerful. I mean, he's like Trident, but 10 times better in every
he pops
way.
Any card, not just face up. And he starts adding traps to your hand every time a trap sent from the field to the graveyard. But I feel like once the first one is established, the game's over anyway. So probably cut one of these for the Phantom Knight guy. 2 Okibinia. Definitely play 2 of this. This lets you access anywhere from 11 to 14 cards in your deck, depending on how many Paleozoics you play. And it's just very hard for most decks to deal with. Most decks can't get over this the first turn it summons, besides Draco. And even then, like, it's just like you want to be able to. And this lets you search outs to very awkward like situations. So two of this is strong. I played 2 Sky Cavalry, which surprised a lot of people at the event. I played 2 of this. I was really afraid of like Windwitch Invoked or any invoked like Draco deck. I lost the game. The one turn game I saw like the Water Invoked guy, but this is like the only out in your deck to that card besides a Kaiju. So I felt like if I played a lot of Windwitch Invokes, I would probably like lose one of these to Solemn Strike or something like that, or Warning, because that deck mains like a bunch of like ignorant aggro cards. Or even Quaking, they play like real battle traps. So I wanted to access the second one if it came up, because otherwise you just won't have outs to cards like the Water Fusion guy. There's also outs like weird cards like I said, Chaos Max, like weird awkward cards like that you can't target. Crumble Logos, his purpose is to negate Royal Decree. That's basically it. Then the Cat Shark package, the Phoenix and the Cat Shark itself. This is 8,900, I think. This is 1,000. This will be 6,000. Mistarboy, Miss whatever his name is, will be 1,900. So it's a good. This is an OTK. You can put it on field. It's not like it's important to play Phoenix still because, like I said, like this will buff the original attack of one rank 4 lower monster. So this with Mistarboy up. Actually, this is going to be 49, 1,019. So it's not an OTK. So I feel like it's important to play.
It's still a lot of damage.
It's a lot of damage, but like you just want to end games quick. You don't want to give your opponent like you're putting monsters on the field that like basically if you do the Cat Shark play, you're basically just betting on Toad being enough to carry you for the next turn. I think it's better just to end the game right there. Because you can probably deal with their sets and just kill them right there. Like, you want to keep games from going on long enough. I guess side deck. I played Regeki and Darkhold. These are mainly going second and going outs. Like you just need outs and Denko second now. A lot of people are playing like 2 to 3 Denkos in their side right now, so you see as many outs as possible.
Oh, 130.
I played 1 Kaiju Slumber, and I played the Kaiju package. I felt like playing the 3300s was very important because you need cards that get over Masterpiece, or at least force out a Masterpiece activation. And this is cool if you banish it off Desires, you can activate Lean Kolia, put it back, and then activate that turn, because it's not being sent to the graveyard, it's just being returned. That's what a judge wrote at the event that day, actually. So, it's pretty interesting, actually. 2 Zaphion. This card's really good against Draco. If you draw, it's an auto win. They have to have Skill Drain or Strike, or else you just shuffle back all their sets. And after that, you just grind with them. And like, if Draco doesn't have a lot of sets, it's really easy to beat. I actually link summoned this with Duke Frog, and you get a draw card when it's sent from field to graveyard, so that's pretty cool. 3 restricts, when in doubt, flood them out. The idea is if you draw this and any Paleozoic card that can get rid of Diagram or deal with Diagram, or like Deflector or something like that, they're not going to be able to get rid of this card, and they just can't tribute summon that turn. So I feel like this is the only deck that can play this. 3 Deflector because it's Deep Barrier for Draco cards. Also negates cards like Cosmic and Twin Twister. And 2 Deep Barrier, I don't know how I feel about these. I feel like they should have been Ash Blossoms because I lost one game. I lost game 2 in my round 8 game. My round 8 match to Trickstar because he had the Droll like Trick Reincarnation combo, and if these were anything else, like these Ash Blossoms, I would have like won that game. I only activated this card once. I think I resolved it against like a Pendulum, like Skull Crobat Joker. I just call it Pendulum. I still lost the game though, so I don't know how I feel about this card. Like I feel like it's stunny, but it just doesn't do enough right now. Probably it should just be more hand traps. So that's the deck.
All right, congrats on your top 8, Aaron. Thank you for the profile. The mat looks great, and look forward to seeing more of your tops in the future.
Hopefully.
No, for sure, man.
Yeah.
fire, fire, die.